How's it going, everyone? My name's McQ. Welcome to The Beginner's Guide, a spiritual successor to the Stanley Parable, which is a game I didn't play, but I know not a lot about. Now, I apologize if this game looks a little bit wonky. I couldn't figure out how to run it in my regular graphical settings and the regular resolution for my computer, so the game might look a little bit odd. We'll figure it out. This is just the best possible way I could make it run, and I need a video for you lovely people out there to watch. So here we go. Got the controls, WASD, left mouse click button. Alright, so, if you don't know what the Stanley... Oh,
thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
You're welcome.
My name is Davey Reedon.
So,
I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Alright.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make.
Sure.
So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Cool.
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Very cool.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Yeah, I see that.
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Alright, I get you.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Cool.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Loading, November 2008. Whoa. A lot of empty space. Okay, so I know it doesn't look the best, and I'm not sure if it's because it's from 2008. I'm gonna guess that it's just because of my screen resolution, because I think I'm running this at like 726A, which is god awful. I know, believe me, I know. So it's probably that. Oh shit! That scared the piss out of me. Shoot.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Alright. Very cool. Yeah, I have yet to play the Stanley Parable on this channel at least, but I have played it. I may go play it. If you guys want me to play it, let me know in the comments down below.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yeah, I can't.
But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Alright, moving on. But yeah, the Stanley Parable is such an interesting game. It's all about,
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But it's all about just different options that human people just go through. Just different scenarios and just how different people react to different situations. Very interesting game. Again, if you want me to play
Apparently
that,
the space station has a
let me
labyrinth
know.
on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Alright. Whoa, okay, here we go. Neat. Super machine says activate.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Alrighty. What do we got? Well, that looks lovely.
You there, in the
Hi.
engine room.
Yes?
You could save us all.
Okay.
That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Would you give yourself?
Yeah, why not? Jump! And I'm dead.
Let me pause here for a second.
Alright.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. Do you want me to jump in again? Who knows for humanity? No? Oh, now I'm just floating. Okay! Wow. That's actually pretty.
The beam causes you to start floating.
Very pretty.
And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
Yeah.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
All right.
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs.
Bye-bye.
So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Alright, sounds good. Let's move on. Loading November 2008. Whoa. The past was behind her.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Wait, what? Really? Whoa! Holy crap! That is really interesting. Wow. That is... This is really disorienting. Holy crap. Wow. Okay. Jeebus. Alright. Going backwards. Jeez. Now, I'm holding down the...
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Keep changing? Why does the future keep changing, but the future cannot be seen? So yeah, I'm holding the S button on the WASD movement keys, and I can only move backwards. W and the A and the D button do not work. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Any other texts? Okay. Wow, this is really weird to move around, but it's really interesting. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? To confront it. Oh, am I...
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick.
Sure.
Okay, next one.
Interesting. Oh, scary. Scary, scary, scary. Oh, scary. I don't like scary. You are now entering... what am I entering? What am I doing?
And that's it.
Oh.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Alright, I can dish. I hear gunshots. Loading December 2008. Nonsense.
Oftentimes,
in
Coda
every
would
direction.
put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh, okay.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games.
Oh.
He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I like this guy's voice. He should be a voice actor. Oh, I can't move as fast. Interesting. Can I jump? Oh.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay, and pushing enter now. Alright. What you got for me, game? Oh, this is a nice little lounge. Whoa. It's now the X standing at the... Wait, what? Holy crap. That's a lot of text there. A lot of flowing text. You're a gate. States of savage manuals come... Holy crap. Play as a pair of floating
A room
eyes.
that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Interesting. But yeah, this game and like the Stanley...
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Okay. But yeah, all these games, at least by this guy, they're just very thought-provoking. And I really like this idea of, like, looking into another person, his friend's ideas of how these games are. Ready, set, fish! I love fishing! Oh, this is not what I had in mind for fishing. What am I fishing for? Okay. Lovely. Nice concrete walls. And atmospheric light. And wooden
this
door.
Is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Oh,
Go ahead and see if
no.
you can solve it.
Oh no, not puzzles. Okay. Puzzles. Right. I'm good at... Oh, now I can't go back out here. Yeah, I can't jump back up there. Great. Puzzles is usually where I get stuck. Oh! I figured it out!
Don't forget
I got
that
the puzzle.
solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh dear. Alright. Gotta remember that in my burn. Cool music. Not sure if this is part of the actual game or the God voice put this music in.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Alright, and enter! Whoa. Oh wow, that's really cool. Huh. Very cool.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing.
Jeez.
I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Oh, I see.
Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Very good question. Very interesting. Oh no. What do you want from me? You are now entering...
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back, and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Alright, sounds good. Okay, we jumped a couple of months. Before we were in January, The Great and Lovely Descent. Whoa. Reminds me of Courage of the Cowardly Dog, if anyone's seen that show. Whoa.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Alright, let's dish.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Yep. Oh, okay. Interesting.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay, wow. Well, I did not mean to jump all the way down there.
Tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making.
Whoa.
You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Okay, I like it. This is cool. Whoa, okay. Alrighty. Gates. Like cattle. Pardon me? Okay, you can stop that now. What's going on? Hi. Going through. I can't. Okay. Oh no. Okay, what's happening? Okay, okay. Holy crap. I'm not sure if the game is supposed to be scary, but I'm getting kind of freaked out
This
here.
prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
An hour?
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Yeah.
And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
Huh.
Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Alright. So bizarre. So interesting. Huh. This is really interesting seeing into the mind of a potential person that makes games and all these failed creations. It's very, like, I don't know how to describe it, really. It's just peering into someone's mind and soul. It's very interesting. I mean, even though these games aren't complete, they still, like, pose questions. At least the narrator guy is posing interesting, subjective
It's the puzzle
questions.
again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Alright. Yep. And bada bing!
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Alright, I can dish. Oh, wow. You know, for very uncompleted games, the music is really cool. I'm not sure if that was just added in. And the architecture and the building design is really cool. I mean, look at this. This is really pretty. Wow. Okay, well, what else do we got here? Alright. Hi? You there! Did you come from up above?
Here,
What was up
Coda
there?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities.
Alright.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with witness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there was these floating colored blocks. Let's go with the whiteness one. Number 1. Yes, there is a world stamped with whiteness. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Just to do that, that was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I prefer not to tell you, after all, we only just met. I'll play along. Yep, I just did that. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution, tell us how you got to the other side. Now remember, I didn't solve it, someone else told me, trust me, you don't want to go over there. Well, none of those are really true, at least for me. I'll play dumb, for now. You must think harder. Please, try harder to remember. It is so important that we get out of here. We must escape the prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please, tell us how to reach the end. Okay, bye. I'll see ya. You enjoy your heads, I guess. We got some more people. The exact same. They look a little bit angrier. Hello. Well, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? You know how to solve it? No, it's been right here this entire time. Oh no! Been right here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Why would I sit in the black space? Who are you? I don't know. Just go hang out there in that blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you, eventually. You guys are creepy. I'm gonna go now. Interesting. This is quite the building. Quite the architecture, too. Alrighty. Moving right along.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Alright. What you got for me? Creepy, creepy hallways, creepy. But yeah, very interesting. Looks like we're in like a school or an apartment complex. Huh. Can I go in any of these?
It's a lamppost.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Okay,
it is.
I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Really?
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Alright, you gotta load another date for me? Oh, Fade Out to Black, which, speaking about Fade Out to Black, I should probably end this episode pretty soon. April 2009. Alright, pretty close to my birthday. The game is connected to the internet. Neat, as you walk around you can leave notes. Okay, all notes you see are left by other players. Oh, so it's kind of like Dark Souls a little bit, if you ever played that. Alright, well, I'm gonna end this episode here, so thank you so much for watching me play, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch. We'll continue this up on tomorrow. Yeah, let's plan for tomorrow. So, again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. See you later. We'll just clap, 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 spin, 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 clap, 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 stomp, 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 spin, 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 clap, spin, clap, spin, clap, spin, twirl a girl around, spin, 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 high five, spin, 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 spin. What is with all these corpses? Huh, how did they get here? There's another note. There's an elephant in the room. I know that thing. Oh god, there is an elephant in the room!